If you want to know how to beat a Bastion in under 45 seconds as a solo player using only basic gear, then stay tuned. Defeating the high tier Arc enemies in Arc Raiders quickly and cheaply as a solo can be pretty challenging, and beating them fast is critical, especially in solos when other players will hear that noise and be coming over to investigate with no one there to watch your back. I'm sure we've all experienced spamming a load of ammo or explosives into something like a Bastion, only for another player to turn up and kill us and take the loot. In today's video, we're going to focus on how to kill the Bastion, Bombardier, Rocketeer, and Leaper as quickly as possible, and we're going to do all of that using only very basic gear, requiring no blueprints or much money or resources. So first up, let's start with the Bastion. I've got a few attempts at doing this so you can see it sort of evolving over time and quite how efficient you can make this. Just a reminder that I'm playing on console on the Xbox Series X on controller, so if you're playing on PC, it's probably going to be a lot easier for you. And what I was doing initially here was I was trying to see if there was some way I could smoke myself, drop a tagging grenade on the Bastion, and then spam light impact grenades at this thing whilst in the smoke. But it didn't really work. As soon as you hit the Bastion, the tag drops off it, and then it just shoots you through the smoke anyway. Then what I sort of started doing was just, well, let's try and just spam the impact grenades and see how quickly that kills it. Light impact grenades, you can buy those from a trader for 810 credits each. There's no daily limit on how many you can buy, so very cheap to acquire. Or you can craft them, and they cost 3 chemical and 2 plastic per grenade, so very cheap to craft. And this Bastion here, we actually kill this from the time that I throw the first impact grenade at this from up in this raised platform. It takes about 1 minute and 23 seconds to kill this Bastion, even with all that faffing around just there, where I was switching around some stuff on inventory, trying the smoke thing. Still, we get this killed in 1 minute 23 just by spamming light impacts down into the top of it from above. You can see, because of the arc of the grenade throw, we missed one there. It's because of the arc of the grenade throw, you can actually stand in a way where we can constantly hit it with these grenades, but it's not able to shoot us with its gun. Even when it fires up at us, it's just firing into the edge of the thing we're standing on, and I don't think it hits a single shot on us the entire time, pretty much. In total, whilst killing it, there we go, that's it killed. We throw 27 grenades at this one this time round. Then we missed a few on the way there, but 27 light impact grenades, that's 81 chemicals and 54 plastic if you craft them, or about 22,000 credits if you buy them from the store. So very cheap to kill, and then you're going to get 5 or 6 Bastion parts from that you can sell for 25k. They sell for 5k each anyway, so you're going to make your money back easily there. So 1 minute 23, pretty quick. This is another attempt at doing the same sort of thing. Now, I'm doing this on Spaceport, where there's a lot of roofs you can get up to quite high, and you get quite a lot of Bastions and Bombardiers. So it's quite easy to get to a point of elevation and then shoot a Bombardier that you can see, and then just stand out of the way so it doesn't fire at you and kite it over. And that's kind of what I've done here. It's actually underneath me at the moment, so I'm waiting for it to step out a little bit. And then once I'm in here, you can see I've brought in all of these light impact grenades, and I'm just switching out a couple of bits from my quick use slot so I can swap in some of those grenades and have them ready just to spam at the Bombardier. And here we go, it's wandering off again. And from the point of throwing this first grenade on this second Bombardier, we're going to take about 1 minute 20 again to kill this guy. But again, we get a little bit distracted with this Hornet or Wasp that comes attacks us in a sec. And then I'm going to show you my final run in a minute, where I managed to take down one of these without getting distracted at all in the middle of it, and we do it in just a ridiculously quick amount of time. So you can see we get distracted, have to kill this guy when he comes up. You do still have to watch out for third parties, obviously, but because we're killing these so quickly, it really limits the amount of time that someone has to react to that noise and come over. Usually when you hear someone fighting a Bastion, you can hear it from miles away, and it's just going on for ages. I'm sure you've all heard that noise while you're going around. You can see here, we're just throwing these over and over again. Again, not been hit at all by the Bastion. As soon as we've thrown those 15, you can just spam them. You can actually see there's a guy just stood over to the side there, just kind of watching what's going on. And we can just stand here and just rain them down on top of this thing. The Bastions can shoot up fairly well if they stand back a tiny bit. They can get an angle on you, but if you stand there and use the arc of the grenade, then they just can't hit you. Like I mentioned, these grenades are so cheap to get. You don't have to have a blueprint. You don't have to have anything fancy. You can just craft them with chemical and plastic. And that's another Bastion destroyed in about a minute 20 seconds. That time it took 24 impact grenades. We didn't miss as many. I think about 24, 25 grenades is probably what it takes on average. This third one you're going to see in just a second. This uses 25 light impact grenades, and we take it down in 42 seconds from the time that I throw the first light impact grenade to the time that it explodes and is killed. So again, I find a raised area here, and then I've just shot it with one of my guns, kited it over, just hid so it didn't fire at me till it was close enough to the wall that it can't shoot me when I just stand back a little bit like this. And then we just begin the spam. And just as before, I've got 15 of these in my quick use slots. We just spam them onto the top of it. Doesn't really matter where we're hitting. I'm kind of aiming for the middle. I think that bit is slightly less armored than the side bits, but it doesn't really seem to matter too much because the range of the explosive, the AoE of these things, and we just spam these in over and over. And once we finish spamming these 15 here, you'll see the XP pop up at the side. When we get back into the menu here, you see 1500, and then we just spam another load in here, and this is going to take 25, and then this thing's going to be down. And like I said, that's 42 seconds to kill this thing. It's going to drop any sec. And that's barely any time for anyone to react at all. If someone wanted to come and third party this, we've already killed that thing under a minute. We can get over there, loot that for Bastion parts or whatever you want to loot it. Or if you're just doing damage for a trial or whatever, you've now done that. So I'd say that's one of the best ways as a solo to take these down. Obviously, you can bring in a load of wolf packs or a hole cracker or something like that. But this is a really, really cheap way to do it. Very low risk. Even if you get killed, you lose some grenades, then it's not a big deal. Now, this is trying the same thing on a Bombardier. It does work pretty well. They're actually weaker than Bastions. They have a bit less HP. So in total, this one only takes 18 impact grenades to kill it. So that's 54 chemicals and 36 plastic to craft that, or about 15,000 credits. So very, very cheap again. But it is a bit trickier with the Rocketeer. I wasn't able to really get above this one, but even if you are, it's going to fire rockets up and down onto you, so it wouldn't be ideal. So I thought throwing from a doorway like you would often fight a lot of Arc would be probably quite an effective way to do it. So we're trying this. We're right at the end of the round. It's a little trickier to kind of spam a load without getting hit, because once you've thrown 2 or 3 grenades, it's probably going to fire rockets at you, and you have to be quite close. So make sure you're running a medium shield if you can, and you're just going to have to heal up a few times like I end up doing in this. But this one takes us about 2.5 minutes to kill. If you get a bit lucky with its shooting patterns or a little bit of better cover to fire, you might be able to kill that quicker. And like I said, it only takes 18, or it took me 18 in this instance to kill this Bombardier. They have less armor, less HP than the Bastion. So if you're able to get a good volley of, 5 away each time you attack, you could potentially get this killed in, 3 or 4 little attacks. If you have 3 stacks of these in your quick use slots, then you just got to spam all those and 3 or 4 more, and you're going to have this thing killed. So a very effective way to kill the Bombardier and the Bastion. I think the Bastion has about 30% more HP than the Bombardier according to the wiki, and 24, 25 impacts is about 30% more than 18, which is how many impacts it took for this thing. So that seems to line up with what it said on the wiki. Just killing these little spotters every now and when they come through, I don't think it really matters too much given where we are. It can see us and is just firing rockets at us anyway. But they're just kind of annoying and making noise. So we're just trying to get rid of those. And then we need to get in here for one more little attack. I'm pretty much out of meds at this stage as well, so I can't really afford to take any more hits. This was right at the end of a game when I've been trying to desperately find a Bombardier to test this out. And then we managed to get out here and put a couple more frags into this thing as it desperately tries to fire rockets in my face. And I think that throw there was that was the one that actually killed it. You don't quite see the kill shot, but you can see come around the corner slightly confused and realize I've actually blown it up. So Bombardier taken down in 2.5 minutes. Not too bad. Like I said, you could definitely do that quicker with a bit of luck. Now onto the Leaper. I thought I'd cover this. They're very easy to kill, I would say, compared to the other stuff anyway. But just so you can see how well the light impacts do, we're just going to bait this one over from far away. This one we kill in about a minute, 20 seconds, but really when we actually start fighting it properly, when it's up close, it's like 30 seconds to kill it. Most of this time is just kiting it over from there, but from that very first shot we fire it, we're going to kill it in a minute 20. And what we want to do is just bait this over to a doorway. Make sure you've got a doorway, some sort of opening that it can't fit through. You can barely manage to get over a fence. As you can see, these things aren't too threatening unless you're caught completely in the open. But we've got our horde of light impacts ready just to test them out on this thing. We've already broken the armor on its central core using our anvil. You can see the armor's dropped off and you can see the white unarmored part behind it. And we're just waiting for it to come over a bit closer so we can spam grenades at it. And here it comes. We're just getting ready for this. And you just want to make sure you got somewhere to retreat to where it can't jump on your head. It's going to do this AoE attack if you get too close. Now we can just stand here merrily and just spam these. We're going to try and hit the middle bit where it's unarmored, but it doesn't really matter too much. In the end, it takes 14 total light impacts that we hit this, and we also shot it with the anvil 4 or 5 times earlier. So similar amount of impacts to actually kill a Bombardier, but a lot less dangerous because it's not firing dirty great rockets at you. You can see we've nearly got this thing out. Almost dead now. Legs falling off as well. We're getting a bit cocky and getting straight in there, and it is finally taken down. We've got a little friend here to kill as well. So that's the Leaper. And then finally, I just wanted to show you the Rocketeer. I covered this technique in a video I did last week on how to max out all of your workbenches as quickly as possible and killing the arcs required for that quickly. So if you want to get some tips on that stuff, do check out that video. But what we found playing recently was that when we're attacking these Rocketeers from a distance, if we keep doing damage to them, to an engine particularly, they kind of get in this stun lock state. It works very well when there's 2 of you. It's a little trickier with 1. But you can see when you're using an anvil, you can actually just keep shooting one engine over and over from a distance away. Start shooting at a good 150, 200 meters. And we've actually managed to blow up 1 engine already and knock the armor off another engine here before it's even moved into range to start firing. And now you can see it's gone into range, and we're actually going to have to start dodging around. And we start taking some damage and going to have to be a bit more sensible. So make sure you've got some hard cover to retreat to. Preferably go inside a building. It's going to be most effective. That's what we're going to do now. But this is really, really good way of killing these Rocketeers. Like I said, if you have 2 of you with anvils and you shoot different engines from a little way away, you can take them down very quickly. It's basically about 24 hits with the anvil, I think we used to kill this thing. Maybe slightly less than that, maybe 21. I think some of the bullets are used on a wasp or a hornet that attacks us. So it's not really that many clips from our anvil we need to use to shoot this thing. If you have 2 of you, you can do it with a ferro. It's tricky with a ferro with 1 person because the delay in between each shot, it tends to move forward a little bit more quickly. But you could also try doing it with the Osprey, like a scoped gun like the Osprey. It does less damage, but it does have that scope, so you can start shooting it from really, really far away and keep it in that stun lock state at a much longer distance. So you can see we take down our little interrupting arc there. And like I said, with the anvil, it's going to take about 21 bullets, I think this one took, to take out both engines. Once you've got 2 engines out, they're going to drop. Obviously, the anvil is a little bit higher tier. You can buy them. I think they're 15k to buy from a trader, or if you have the blueprint, you can craft it. But if not, you have to try this with the ferro and see how you get on. Or if you can find 1 teammate to help you, then that's going to make life a lot easier. Just make sure you engage them at very long range and keep doing damage to those engines, and they'll stay stun locked and move very slowly. You can see, doesn't always work. This is one I tried shooting from a bit further away. I don't manage to hit quite as many of my shots, and it just gets moving so quickly at the start here and just charges straight at me. So a little bit unlucky with this one. It moves to 100 meters and very quickly starts shooting at us. But we do end up managing to kill this one. Just got to make sure you got some hard cover to retreat to as well. But I thought it was fair to just show that it's not, you know, an infallible technique. It doesn't work every time. Sometimes the Rocketeers just want to kill you. So that's everything for today. If you found the video useful at all, then why not drop a like and a sub for more like this? And don't forget to stop by my Arc Raiders live streams on Twitch and YouTube if you have any questions or other strategies you want me to try out. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Ben, and I'll see you next time.